welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tessy. If this is the first time I'm stopping by here, my name is Tessy. You're welcome. Please subscribe before leaving, and for my old subscribers, I want to thank you guys for always coming back to support me. You guys are amazing. Thank you for sharing, for liking, for leaving a comment, and for requesting videos this 2022. Thank you guys a lot. So was a requested video from one of my viewers. She asked me to make a video what to consider before moving to Italy. So I know I've made this kind of video before, but I decided to give it to make another one for those of you that might be searching, that might be looking for something or videos like this. Okay, so the first thing to consider before moving to Italy is to consider that Italy is a language speaking country. Of course, you will meet a lot of people that speaks English in Italy. Italy is not longer, it's not like before where you hardly find people that speaks English. But Italian is their main language. Italian is what they communicate with. The school use Italian. English is studied as a material at the school. So you should consider that Italy is a language speaking country, and when you move here, that you should consider learning the language before getting a job or before doing anything. You must learn the language, at least the basic language. The second thing is that if you're a university graduate or you have a diploma of any kind, I would advise you to regularize it at the Italian embassy in your country, because any country that is not under EU is the European Union, and most of the countries, Italian don't recognize the certificate. Mostly all that are coming from Africa and other parts of the world. It's not only Africa, okay, even South America. Some South Americans, Italians don't recognize their, they recognize it, but you have to legalize it. I will advise you to legalize all of that document before moving, all your school cert document before moving to Italy. This way you have them at hand. You don't have to, going back to your country or sending people to get it done for you. After legalizing it, okay, you have all the documents complete. But when you move here, in any field that you want, maybe you study back home and your certificates are legalized, you need to consider that you have to do some courses in that field. You have to sit on you have to sit on an exam. You have to write exam to confirm that you are qualified in that field, that you have the certificate in Italian. So, and you have to do it in Italian language. So you might consider everything is done in the language, with Italian language. Of course, a lot of them know how to speak English right now, because English is like the world general language. So English is no longer a problem. But if you want to work, the first thing they will ask you is if you speak Italian. And again, the new law, I think, if I'm right, the new law, if you're living in Italy here, the new law, you must have something, the certificate they call licenza media. Even if you have your certificate, your university certificate, everything done, that licenza media in Italy is very, very important to attach to your documents. If you don't want to go to licenza media, there is this other certificate that is called B1 or B2. That B1 or B2, you can actually also use it to attach it to your CV when you are no longer living in Italy. You can use it to get a job outside Italy, because it's like a European Union thing. Okay, so after all the documents you've gathered in your country, coming down here, still consider that not only will you go to Italian language school, you still have to get that licenza media to be able to work, okay, in Italy. And for those of you that don't have any certificates at all, and you don't know any, you don't know the basic Italian language, you should consider, when you move here, immediately you have to enroll. I would advise you to enroll into Italian language school as soon as you step your foot into this country, because it's going to help you. Do not say, oh, let me relax first, maybe 1 or 2 years before I register myself in the language school. No, I will advise you to enroll in as soon as you enter this country. At least the A1 and the A2 certificate, you need to get that. After getting the basic language certificate, you might want to also get the one they call Tessy Media, which is Licenza Media certificate, because Without licenza media certificate, you can't even work as a cleaner. You can't see all the small jobs that people usually do before. Without certificates, you can no longer do those jobs without licenza media in Italy. So licenza media is very important. You can't even get a job in the supermarket without them asking you about that licenza media and A1 and A2 certificates. You know, all those little jobs that before people usually get without having problem with Italian language or the certificate. Right now you need it to get into you know, to get any job. So you might consider having that in your mind, and when you come here you need all of these certificates to be able to get a job. But if you are the type that don't want to work, maybe you are coming here because of your husband and your husband is okay, you don't have any plan of, you know, getting a job, you just want to be, if you're a woman, you just want to be a housewife, you don't have problem with all of these documents, you just come in here and relax. But you still need to consider learning the language, because without the language you cannot do a lot. Like, you can't do a lot of things without the language. You can't defend yourself. Maybe you won't even know your right without getting the you know, without going to Italian school. So the main thing I will ask you to consider is learning Italian as soon as you come in here. Just think about it. If you are the type that don't want to learn language, please don't consider moving to Italy. Yes, this is how I will put it. So if you're the type that hates language, like you hate learning language, you hate learning new things, don't move to Italy, because Italy, yes, of course they speak English now. Italy is no longer Italy of 5 years ago or 10 years ago. A lot of them speak very good English, even more like very good English. A lot of them study English as a material in the school. A lot of them are translator. A lot of them, they speak good English. Okay, so it's no longer the way it's used to be in Italy. So but English, like I said earlier, it's like a material, it's like a language that you learn. Every other thing that is done here has to, your document form, everything has to be in Italian language. So if you are the type that don't want to learn language or don't want to learn new things, especially language, don't consider moving to Italy, because you will not get anything done over here. Okay, this is what I will say to you. Another thing to consider before moving to Italy is that if you are driving in your original country, if you already have a license, if you already gotten a license in the country where you are living currently, consider that Italian gives, I think, 1 year or one and a half year to go to Italian driving school to get a new license. International license is valid for about 1 year or 2 years in Italy, and after that your license is no longer valid in Italy. You have to go to Italian driving school to get a new driver's license, because if you continue driving with your country driver's license, if your country don't have agreement with Italian government, if they catch you, you might pay a fee of, you know, that is up to 3,000 euro, and they will take the license out immediately from you. So if you're moving to Italy, consider that after 2 years you need a new driver's license. Whether you've been driving for how many years in your country, know that when you move over here you have to go to driving school and get a new driver's license, because your license depends on the country where you're coming from. Country like Africa, I'm going to say country like Africa and some Asia country, your driver's license is not valid here. After 2 years as an international driver's license, you have to go to school and change it, either 18 months or 2 years. I don't really know the exact period of time you will drive with your own country license before changing it, but consider that maximum 2 years. I don't know if it's still up to 2 years. You need Italian driver's license to be able to drive in Italy without having problem with the Italian government. So consider going to not only language school, consider going to Italian driving school if you want to keep being, you know, independent, mobile, around by yourself, driving around by yourself. You need to consider going to Italian school as well. So the next thing I would ask you to do is, if you are planning of moving here, I will ask you to start learning the basic Italian language. You know, those small conversations, like you know, learning like greetings. I will ask you, there's a lot of videos here on YouTube where you can learn Italian. So I will ask you to go through them and learn some words in Italian. You know, a little basic Italian language won't hurt you, because you will need it as soon as you step your foot into Italy, starting from the airport. So if you can learn a little Italian, is really good, and it will help you. And so you should try to, if you can, learn the basic language, you know, those small greetings, or trying to understand some objects. If you can learn them before moving to Italy, they are going to be very helpful to you. There are a lot of videos here on YouTube. I'm not going to recommend any, because there are tons of videos here on YouTube where, you know, they teach how to learn Italian, basic words, basic things, basic how to greet, how to say hello, how to say a lot of things, you know, those basic things that you need when you step your foot into the airport, into Italian soil. If you can, I would advise you to start learning those little Italians while still in your country. So it's going to be really helpful when you finally relocate to Italy. This is an advice, is that when you finally relocate to Italy, please don't say, oh, I will associate with only black people, or I will associate with only foreigners like me. I'm advising you, be you a woman or a man or anyone that is planning to relocate into this country, please, when you move in here, try to localize, try to associate with the locals. I mean the Italians. Don't say your fellow foreigners will put you through on, you know, put you through everything here in Italy. Yes, they can. You can, you know, find yourself in the midst of the other foreigners that will help you do a lot of things. But I would advise you to associate also with the locals, with the Italians themselves. Try to get to know them, because trying to know them, you know, getting to know a lot of Italian, good Italians will help you in a lot of things. So don't disassociate yourself from Italians because they're Italians, or maybe you've heard a lot of things that is not true, or the ones that are true. Just try, in general, I'm just saying, try to associate, try to make friends with the locals as well. What I mean by locals are Italians themselves. Try to get to know them. Don't be scared of knowing them, because they're actually wonderful people. Okay, so don't be scared to know them. What I would say is that in this life, there are bad and good people all over the world. The country where you're relocating from, there are good and bad people in your country. You can't say that your country don't have any bad ones, or any ones that is, bad eggs. Okay, so every country you must find good and the bad eggs there. So don't stereotype everyone that lives here, all the Italians. Don't stereotype them to, because I see a lot of videos on the internet, and I see a lot of good ones and a lot of the bad ones. So I'm going to ask you to, advise you to associate with the Italians themselves, while you also associate with your foreigners, because you will get a lot of information from the Italians, and you will also get a lot of information from other foreigners as well, on how to do some things. So you benefit from both sides. So don't concentrate only on the foreigner side, and say Italians don't mean anything, they can't help you. They will help you a lot if you put yourself in their midst. If if you get to know them more, they are going to help you a lot when you move here. So I hope I made some points here. So these are the basic things to consider before moving to Italy. Consider learning the language. Consider getting your documents, your school documents, or all your diplomas legalized in the Italian embassy in your country. Consider learning Italian language. Just consider changing your driver's license when you move here. I know that you're going to do it in Italian as well. Consider going to school to get that licenza media. If you want to work with your own legalized certificate, consider getting the licenza media, because it's very important. A lot of companies ask for it. Even if you're a graduate, a lot of companies still ask for it right now, because it's now part of Italian law. So not only getting your driver's license, with your legalized school certificate, also consider going to school to get that licenza media if you don't want to further your education here in Italy. But for those of you that want to further your education, after legalizing your documents at the Italian embassy, they are okay to enroll into the course you want to further here in Italy. But if you want to work with the certificate you legalized at the Italian embassy in your country, consider also going to school to get Tessy Media before you can be able to get the job that you will be comfortable with, or the job you love. Okay, so the driver's license is done. Just consider learning the basic Italian and consider being friends with Italians, because everything is done here with Italian and they're going to help you. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any other video that you want me to make, please leave it at the comment section, or you can send me email or DM me on Instagram, and I will dive into it. So God bless you, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.